Welcome. I know I haven't been posting or filming or doing stuff, but yeah, welcome to the new year and welcome to the new books and welcome to the new videos, we hope, because I have not been posting. Yeah, fine, great, amazing. Hello, beautiful bookworms! My name is Katarina and welcome to my channel. And today I am going to be doing the book haul for December, although it is already January, because you all know how this works. I do a book haul for the month that happened and not for the month that we are in, because for that one it's only just started and I still haven't bought any books and I don't plan to, but you never know because life is a mess, so who knows. So I think that some updates are in order since I have not been filming or posting as much as I wanted to. I remembered vividly in December I told you guys that I was going to do weekly vloggings because I was doing the magical readathon for December, the winter magical readathon, but that did not happen because as it turned out I went to Lisbon, so I couldn't be filming and doing all the stuff that I needed to be doing, and I had works to do for the PhD and things that I had to do in classes and family and stuff and Christmas, and it all started to get a little bit too much, so I couldn't film, so I'm sorry about that. But in order to update you on some things, I hope that you all had an amazing Christmas with your families, with some peace and quiet, and I hope that you all had a great turn into 2020, because it's a new year, it's a new dawn, it's a new life. Or not, but we can surely hope so and try. I was actually bit by some sort of animal, a mosquito or something sent from hell, before the beginning of the year. So if this is going to be my year, I mean, I guess, okay, we can do it. So I just wanted to tell you that, as you probably have seen on my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, I have watched Frozen 2, which I loved, absolutely amazing. That movie is now one of my favorite Disney movies, and I have no regrets about that. And I also watched The Rise of Skywalker, the 9th Star Wars movie, twice since it came out. I don't know if I'm going to watch it again, maybe. I am not going to talk a lot about that because you all know about the controversy that is going on in the internet. If you don't know, it's being very rough. All that I have to say is I love Star Wars, I enjoy the movie, but in terms of continuity of the characters and the timeline of the thing, I have some regrets and some things that I didn't enjoy as much. But the movie altogether, it was a cool movie, and we can now proceed to why you're all here, which is to actually watch and see what books I got for Christmas, because I know you and that's what I want to do as well, so let's get it over with. So before I start with my Christmas gifts, I want to show you two things that weren't exactly Christmas gifts, but that I received in this month, and so yeah, they're books for this book haul. So the first one is a graphic novel, and it is Batman the Killing Joke, the Deluxe Edition, and this one is by Alan Moore and Brian Bolland. And if you know me at all, a little, I absolutely love the Joker, because not because of his personality, but because I believe that he's one of the best villains ever written into story and existence ever, because he is psychotic and he's awesome, he's a master planner. He doesn't have a lot of cool powers, but he has his mind, which is insane but amazing. And so when my boyfriend came home and he said, "This is for you," I screeched, and then I proceeded to tell him, "But I already read this." And he said, "Yes, but this is a deluxe edition and you don't have it." And I was like, oh shit. So yeah, I can read this again as a brand new book, which it isn't, but it's another edition. And this one is basically the premise that I've read this a while ago, but basically is that one bad day can turn you into this lovely mad person. And that's all that I'm going to say. If you love the Joker, you probably already read this. If you like Batman and comics and everything like that, you probably already read this. If not, I would advise you to do so. It is a cool sort of villain origin story, and that each and every one of us can turn evil just because of the amount of stuff that we take within ourselves. Sometimes it doesn't help us keep coherent and good people. We all have bad days. What if we would have a really, really, really bad day? And then the next one that I got is a comic, and it is Ruby Volume 2, or Issue 2 actually, because comics you say issue, not volumes. I'm still very new at this, but is Ruby issue 2. And this is a comic that is coming out every month, and it's basically about Ruby, which, if you don't know, is an animation, not an anime per se, but an animation created by Rooster Teeth. And it's amazing. It's about the trope of the magical girls, but it has to do with fairy tales, and it has to do with big-ass weapons and girls and guys and stuff kicking out beasts and creatures from hell, and it's amazing. And this is a beautiful cover. This is Ruby, our main character, and wow. And yeah, I had the first one. I already read it, but I will leave that for my wrap-up of December. And now I have the second one, and I can read it, and I'm very happy. And now let's finally get into the books that I got for Christmas. So since we are in the topic of graphic novels and comics and whatever, I am going to start with the manga that I got for Christmas. And I got five manga for Christmas. And then I will tell you about the 2 books that I have for Christmas. So if you want, I don't know, skip it, but I always love talking about manga, and I think that you will find some great manga series in here, so maybe listen, stay a while, I don't know. So the first one that I got, I had no idea that had come, and my boyfriend just showed up with this, and I was very, 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 very happy, because first of all, it's a gorgeous book, although sadly it is sort of pinkish, and I hate pink, but it's a gorgeous book, and it is the collector's edition of Cardcaptor Sakura, and this is the second volume of that edition, so you see the 2 there. Isn't this is hardback, by the way, which is, first of all, amazing. Second of all, isn't this fucking gorgeous? It is. I cannot lie, it is. And if you don't know what this is one of my favorite childhood animations. I have watched Cardcaptor Sakura thousands of times. This is by Clamp. It's a group of mangakas, and they are just, they do amazing, beautiful art. I just have to show you. It's just the eyes of the people. I mean, can I show it? The eyes. I mean, look at this. It's so fucking gorgeous. I love this, okay? Don't come at me. And this is basically about this girl. She is called Sakura, of course. And she opens this book in her father's office, and she basically releases all of the Clo cards, which are cards with specific powers belonging to a wizard that is already dead. And she sort of like makes them go through the entire city where she lives, and so she has to capture them back in order for them not to cause problems, because they currently don't have a master, and so they can cause problems. I mean, is it middle grade? Yes. Does it have topics that interest adults? Yes. Is it a cool thing for me to reread? Yes. Is it beautiful? Yes. So I mean, why not? And just look at this. I cannot. I am crying. Oh god. Another one that is fairly known to everyone if you watch anime or if you read manga, or even if you haven't, because this one is just famous as shit, is Fullmetal Alchemist, the Fullmetal edition, which is a hardcover and which is gorgeous. Although this one is also pink. What is going on? I hate pink and everything is pink. Why? Why are the gorgeous editions that I want pink? And this is the 7th volume. This is by Hiromu Arakawa. I can never say her name in my mind before looking. And this is basically the story of 2 brothers, the Elric brothers, and they lose their mother. They try to bring her back using alchemy, and the oldest brother loses an arm and a leg, and the youngest brother loses all of his body and has to have his soul attached to a piece of armor. And then they start to have... They join the military, and they start to looking for a way to get their bodies back, and it has a lot to do with religion, with what is true and what is not, and racism, fighting, political, and it's amazing, and it has alchemy in it, which I am known to love, and I absolutely love the animation. It's one of my favorite anime of ever. And I think this is one of the best stories ever written in terms of storytelling. So, I mean, do I need to say more? Next, I have one that is becoming very, very famous in my channel, and that is Children of the Whales, Volume 13 by Abi Umeda. And as you probably know, if you've been with my channel a while. If not, hello. I love Children of the Whales. I have read 11 volumes of Children of the Whales. I have yet to read the 12th one, but I already have it, and now the 13th is here. First of all, this art is beautiful. You can see it here, and you can see it on the inside of the volume. It's great. It's amazing. It has a lot of feelings involved. This is sort of a Ghiblish-like story. This is about this community of people that live in sort of sand-like boat that just drifts through the ocean, and one day they find a girl when they're searching outside of their sand boat, and things get very complicated because there's political reasons why they shouldn't be alive and they shouldn't meet other people. And so it's very interesting to see a bunch of innocent people actually understanding what is going on with them and their relationships and the feelings, which is a very prevalent thing in this manga, is the emotions and how they can impact you positively or negatively, and how they impact other people. And it has so many great characters. I don't even know who this person is, but I want to find out. So yeah. And then the last two, I'm going to talk about them together because they are the first two mangas to the Magus of the Library. And this is by Mitsu Izumi, and it's based on Kafna of the Wind by Sophie Schwim, which I don't know what that is, but for what I understand, first of all, these are big-ass mangas, and they're very floppy, and I love it. And from what I understand, this is sort of Arabian set story, which is pretty cool because I love when Japanese people tackle European settings or Arabian settings or settings that are not their own, if you know what I mean. And this is sort of a manga or a book about books, for what I understand. So it says, in the small village of Aman lives a poor boy named Theo, which is supposedly this dude. Theo adores books, but because of his pointed ears and impoverished life, he isn't allowed to use the village library, which is, in my opinion, gross and terrible, but okay. As he endures the prejudice and hatred of the village, he dreams of going where such things don't exist. Afzak, city of books. But one day Theo chances to meet a Kafna, a librarian who works for the great library of Afzak, and his life changes forever. So I guess it is going to be going on an adventure and working around books. And the only thing that I saw when I was going through these, I saw the end of the first one, which says something along the lines of, this is a story of the power of books to connect the world. And I was like, okay, I don't even want to know what the rest of the story is about. Power of books, bitch, I'm in. And now for the two books with actual bookish format that I got for Christmas. First of all is one of my favorite editions ever, and I know that there's been some situations with the author of these books, but I can separate the work from the author, and these series is my life, so I am not really going to dive into the problematics of the author or not. So I just wanted to introduce you to the Ravenclaw edition of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban in English, the 20 edition, and I absolutely love this. This is gorgeous. My mom gave this to me for Christmas, which is not her thing. She's like, why do you have so many books? But then she always gives me a book because she knows I love books. So thank you, Mama. And I loved it. My dad also contributed, of course. And it's just, I don't need to explain this. I am not going to explain this. It's Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. When does The Goblet of Fire come out? I have no idea, but I want it. I don't know. And then we have, finally, the last book in the All Souls trilogy, The Book of Life by Deborah Arkness. So, as you might know, if you've been watching some of my book hauls, I have been slowly collecting the All Souls trilogy, the Book of Life trilogy. Yeah, sure. And I have the first one, the second one, and now I have the third one, finally. And I finally can reread the first and the second, and I can read the third and know how this ends, because my memory cannot reach where the first and the second were. I'm just like, I know stuff, but I don't know how they got there. And so I have to read the first and the second one to read this one. And I'm very excited. And it might be the first thing that I read in January, perhaps. I don't know. So yeah, this is about this witch. And she's not really a witch. She's a scholar, but she's also a witch by blood. But she doesn't use her powers. And I don't know, there's something called the Ashmole, which is a book that all of the paranormal creatures want for some reason because it has energies or forces. You can see I don't remember this, can't you? And there's this sexy vampire that she's supposed to fall in love with, I think. I don't know. There's a BBC show now that I want to watch, so I have to read this. And I remember that I enjoy their dynamic, and I remember that I enjoy the fact that she was a witch and there were creatures, and I don't know, it was cool. And she's a scholar, and I'm a scholar. So, I mean, you see the point. And this is purple, which is my favorite color, and so rarely you see a purple book that, you know, it influenced it. So yeah, sorry for the long ass video, but you haven't heard from me in a while, so you kind of liked it. I know it, I know you did. But yeah, that's going to be all for the book haul for December, and Happy New Year to all of you. I hope that this year we have a lot of bookish content, and I hope that you tell me down below which was the best book that you read last year, if you want, I guess. If not, just tell me what you're planning on reading in January of this new year that is coming, and that's going to be all for today. So happy readings to you all. Bye bye!